Kicking a long ball is a combination of both power and technique. For kicking the long ball, you're going to want to focus on four main things. One, you're going to want to think about your run up to the ball. How many steps you're going to want to take back, how fast you're going to run up to the ball. This is all preference. Two, you're going to want to think about where your foot hits the ball. And we'll talk about that later, how you want to hit the lower third of the ball. Three, you're going to want to focus on where the ball hits your foot, the front part of your big knuckle on your big toe. And then four, you're going to want to think about the follow through, and how you think about the follow through is and how you use your hips to help with your follow through. First, you're going to want to place the ball. Obviously, that won't matter on a flat turf like this, but if you're playing on more of a bumpy terrain, you're going to want to look for a place to place the ball where it's nice and flat so that you can have a good run up and a good area to get under the ball to deliver a nice strike to the ball. Run up, step number one, run up, you're going to want to think about how many steps you're going to want to take back. So if I want to get further, I want to take more steps back. The more steps I take back, the more power I'm able to get. If I take only 3 steps back, I'll obviously have a little bit of a weaker shot because I won't have any momentum driving the ball forward. If I take 10 steps back, well then that gives me the possibility of having a lot of power. Second step, thinking about the contact, where your foot hits the ball. Like I said, you're going to want to hit the ball on the lower third. If the ball is divided into thirds, you have the upper third, the middle third, and then the lower third. You're going to want to hit that lower third so that you can really get under the ball, give it more height, and give it backspin. Backspin is important because as the ball floats through the air, with how the physics of it work, when the ball spins, it brings air in and then sucks and then puts the air out, which allows the ball to stay higher in the air for a longer amount of time, and it allows it to move forward. It's more aerodynamic. And also for your receiving players, it makes it a lot easier to receive when the ball is floating through the air at a slower distance. You're going to know, the receiving player is going to know where they need to place themselves to receive the ball. The third step, you want to think about where the ball contacts your foot. Like I said, you're going to want to hit that knuckle of your big toe. This is a good, hard, solid point, and it's one of the flattest places on your foot. So once again, you get lower on the ball to give it that backspin and more height. Also, you're going to want to lock your ankle as you run up to the kick. As you're kicking, the locking of the ankle helps with the sending off the direction of the ball. It also will prevent injuries when your ankle is locked. So a locked ankle would look like you make contact and then the ankle stays locked all the way through, whereas an unlocked ankle can flop off as you kick, and then again that can cause injury to the ankle. With the run up and the placement of the ball, your placed foot wants to be about 5 to 10 inches away from the ball. This is all preference based on how long your legs are, where you want the ball to go, but you don't want your foot to be really far away from the ball because then there's a chance of not making good contact on the ball, or if it's too close, again, you might not make the best of contact on the ball. As you're running up, your eye needs to be on the lower third of the ball. This helps you stay focused on where your foot needs to strike the ball in order to get that good contact. You want to throw your arms out for balance as you're kicking the ball. This balance is important. This helps you make a good strike to the ball and just an overall better performance. As you strike the ball, you're going to want to lean back. This allows for more height. The more you lean back, the higher the ball will go. If you lean forward, it's very easy for the ball to stay lower, and obviously for a long ball, height is better because then it will go further. The fourth step that I said to be thinking about is the follow through. How the follow through is going to work, it's a little bit of both of locking the ankle so that there's a good flat solid surface for the ball to go off of, and then your hips play the major factor in it. If I want the ball to go straight with the lock through ball, I hit the ball and then I point my hips straight to where I want to go, boom, and then the ball will go straight. If I want to curve the ball over to the left, I'll hit it and then I'll rotate my hips and the ball will lean more to the left. And then obviously for the right, you hit it and then you point your hips to the right. This follow through is important because, well, you have to know where you're gonna want to hit the ball beforehand so that you know how to follow through. If I want to hit it more towards the left because I know that my left winger is fast, then I'll hit that follow through. I'll follow through with my hips pointing to the left so that the ball will be more angled towards that player. These 4 things are all important to be thinking about as you're preparing to take the long ball. The first step is your run up, and as you're running up, knowing where your placed foot is. The second thing, you're going to want to focus on hitting the lower third of that ball. The third thing, you're going to want to focus on hitting the knuckle of your big toe to give good solid contact. The fourth thing is the follow through. I'll give a demonstration now for kicking a long kick. So I take my 5 to 7 steps back. I'm thinking about hitting the lower third and where it's hitting the ball, and then I know I want to just kick it down the field. That's a long ball.